Josh Darrow, Larry Bluestein, back at it.
Right there, buddy.
AutoNation Gridiron Report here on South Florida High School Sports.com. Nike football training camp just got back from American Heritage. A lot of these camps and combine 7-on-7 tailored to the skill position players. And Deontay Mullins,
he goes anywhere. He's a high. He walks into a local restaurant and he'll grab a fork
with
off
one hand.
Yeah,
with one hand.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, it may have cost him the MVP of the receivers because of the fact, and JT Wilcox and I said, probably talked, between he and Sam Bruce, they're so flashy. And maybe the people don't like flash. They just like but
so Devontae Phillips or Calvin Ridley.
Give me those two guys and I'll call it a day.
No doubt about it. So we know about them. They're elite. They're high-level kids, but there are so many good quality wide receivers down in our area. And we're going to talk about two kids. One, a kid who's on the move from North Broward Prep will make his way over to Coconut Creek. That program is on the rise under Kareem Reed, who was on the show.
Yes.
And we are talking about Karan Rozier.
Oh, Karan Rozier is a kid that gets everybody excited. Our buddy Sly Johnson has been talking about him. He says, whenever Sly has somebody that does well, he always says, that's a kid that gets it. Well, he got it last couple of years. Way under the radar. This is a guy, he can play on both sides of the ball, obviously. He's like Malik Young is going to be. This is a guy who could catch on anybody. I watched him on Sunday just to see what type of football player. His burst is unbelievable. And working, see, whether people want to understand or not, I mean, it's nice to play in the 7-on-7 to go to these things, but going to like events that Sly puts on for his every Sunday it's a billion times better than going to a game because of the fact that you're
invaluable.
Yeah, they break everything down about you, and you have somebody working on your technique, and this is where he's separated himself. His technique is amazing. He can catch on anybody. He's got great leap, probably as good a leaping ability as anybody. His explosion is tremendous. He's played at North Broward Prep. He's gotten a tremendously quality education the last few years. Now he comes over to Coconut Creek, and this team, as you mentioned,
got weapons.
They do have weapons, and that's going to be real interesting. And they have one. You talk about under the radar quarterbacks, and Jakari Harrison has really been getting it done. Now they find themselves with a few other kids that are going to be coming on board, and it's going to be an offensive show. That whole district's going to be an offensive show. Everybody, Stranahan, Hallandale is going to be pretty good. Boynton Beach is going to be good. That division went from a little bit top heavy to pretty even now. I mean, and because of kids like Karan Rozier coming over there, it's going to make it even so. That kid's big time.
All right, now. You always talk about what 7-on-7 football can do for athletes, and certainly helps with exposure and promotion and maybe in hyper exposure in this day and age.
Yeah.
But with the advent of more and more teams being created down here to help with that cause, the Miami Showcase is a team that was started and showcases a lot of kids from the North Miami Pioneers. And then I remember at the Sunday's event afterwards, you had like Deontay Mullins, Devonair Clarington, a couple other wide receivers were working with Jordan Palmer and the quarterbacks, and then there was There's another guy that was in that group, and Tavares Harrison of North Miami definitely grabs your eye.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a kid last year, Stanley Clairvaux, all these receivers that North Miami had. Not that, I can finally toot their horn because they are stellar receivers. Victor Sam is in that same boat. This time of year, Victor Sam's trying to be a baseball player. Well, he's more than try. When you throw it, that is a feature we got to do. Maybe I'll do it.
You should do it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a two-sport athlete right there. But Harrison is one of these guys. Now, his lineage goes long in the North Miami football family. His relatives are the Holt family, who played quarterback or receiver, went to Minnesota, went to LSU. So he has the lineage to play football. His one of the Holts, Glenn Holt, right now is coaching the showcase team. Right. So he's keeping in touch with this kid, talking to him, showing him things that he should be doing. I'll tell you what, this kid could be a 60-catch type of kid.
And you know what? He was at the, now that you think of it, I remember watching him at the Express tryouts as well. And Glenn Holt was there. And when you see a kid work, and you sort of just know, right? And he was a kid, you're like, oh yeah. Well, and then you saw him again and again, and you watch him on tape. We actually saw him when the showcase participated in one of the other events so far, and then you watch him on Sunday.
Yeah, well, he's going to be part of a pretty good combination. Hilton Joseph comes back, so he's comfortable with that. They have a few. Henry Payout, who might be one of the best 2016 receivers. I'm not going to put him in that Sam Bruce class, but he's a pretty decent football player. So North Miami's in pretty good hands offensively.
You're happy about that?
Yeah, just for this year anyway. But,
alum. Hashtag
things
alum.
change you. Yes, that's right. Hashtag alum.
Hashtag long time ago.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, I'll take it though. But there's two pretty good kids.
Absolutely. Karan Rozier moving over to Coconut Creek, and Tavares Harrison from North Miami, two receivers, not named Sam